prosecuting, because we talk about it, because we expose things. From B'Tselem to the Shovrin Shtika to you even came here and was using there was a Supreme Court decision to give the Nukhba terrorists in jails more food, trying to present this as bad instead of wow, even if Ben-Gvir is trying to do something, there is law. And at the end, even the Nukhba terrorists, those people, I don't know if you know what Nukhba terrorists is, look it up. It's not
I do, I understand, but a lot of times they release 30% of them. They're innocent.
Hold on, innocent.
And a lot of them are kids. Their kids are serving staff at the jail.
If they were arrested in Israel, innocent they are not. Okay, and I'm talking about the Nukhba terrorists. None, zero, circle, Jews, whatever. None of the Nukhba terrorists is innocent. None, zero. Okay, -1. They even owe us. I don't know if we find another one. Zero. Okay, and those Nukhba terrorists, which are not the Nazi, really worse than Nazi because they were so barbaric, okay? So inhumane. Those Nukhba terrorists still had someone, I can look it up who was, that filed a lawsuit, or I don't know if it's called a lawsuit, whatever, to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court decided that those people will get, I don't know, whatever the decision was, that they need to get a bit more food. Okay, this is the system. The one that you're trying to present as corrupt system.
Is everyone at State Taman, are they all Nukhba? Do you think they're all Nukhba?
The what?
Everyone who was at State Taman before was dismantled by your government, by your courts. Do you think they were all Nukhba?
I'm talking about, this is specifically about the Nukhba terrorists. Okay?
Is there a special unit for the Nukhba that are confirmed?
The people that were arrested, in
I understand. I'm saying, is there a special section for them? Because everyone's treated the same in that State Taman. They are all sorts.
The people that from State Taman are people that, as far as I remember, came from Gaza, that were arrested in Gaza.
Right.
And they were brought in to this makeshift whatever jail.
Right. And were they treated well there?
I don't think so.
There was like a 98-year-old woman. There was disabled people, kids with Down syndrome in there.
I understand. Listen, you need to understand also the harsh reality that you are. First of all, that it's a war. Okay, no, it's not a hotel. Those people were taken not just randomly.
Disabled single mom for 2 months.
Can I please speak? Okay, they were taken in a war zone. Usually after evacuation in places that they shouldn't have been. We don't know the circumstances. Again, war. They are taken because the Hamas is also using disabled children. They're using women. They're using old people. Yes. Yeah. So they are taking them. It is war, and then they're interrogated or whatever, checked, released. We apologize for the inconvenience, but again, you are just trying to really. You are trying. The IDF will fight the war while being able to absolutely do nothing. We cannot go into houses because, you don't want to evacuate the population. We cannot basically do anything because as long as if Hamas will not wear his full uniform and will present his gun, what can you tell us how are we supposed to conduct the war, which will be pleasant and nice? Because unfortunately, wars are not pleasant or nice, especially when they are in an urban city. They're not nice. And, as much as if you didn't understand that in wars, there's usually bad option and worse option. And when you present what was chosen and show it was a bad choice, maybe. But the other option was worse. And there is no good choice.
100%. Actually, Daniel, this is why I always tell my family who are Zionists, why we shouldn't describe an army as moral, because armies and governments are inherently not moral. They're pragmatic. They always have to choose between an immoral option or a less moral option, right? So why even frame it in terms of morality? And that brings us back to the first point, which is the most moral army in the world. You're just setting yourself up for failure. So maybe stop saying that.
No, I don't. Why would I stop saying it? You can prove me wrong, and then we can have a discussion about it.
You should never be operating on moral standards. You should be operating on pragmatic.
Morality.
Or utilitarian standards. That's not moral.
No. I disagree with you. Maybe for you. For us, it is about moral. In the IDF, there is a lot to do with morality, especially in basic training. It's about also learning from history and about different battles, also like historical battles, but definitely about morals and about law and what about legal. So there are few levels of protection. It's not just what the government decides. There's, yes, morality, how we are taught to treat the weapon, how we are taught to treat people, how to see them, to understand what is a threat, an active threat. You remember the story about what's his face, Elor Azaria, remember? Elor Azaria, there was a terrorist in Jerusalem, and I think he tried to stab a soldier, and he was shot. But he wasn't killed. He was laying on the floor, and then, they kind of surrounded the area, many soldiers. He was still laying on the floor, calling all people to see if he has bomb on him. But it was under control, as we say, he was just on the floor. And then, 11 minutes later, this soldier shot him. And he said, he moved. I thought he would operate whatever. And he was basically taken to trial because at that point he was not, yes, he was a terrorist, yes, he tried to kill someone, but he was not posing a threat anymore at that point. And this is why the boy went to trial, and then he went went to jail. Yes, there were people that were crying about why you prosecute. Yeah, it's good. There were voices saying that it's a good thing.
I remember that trial. I remember that incident. I have seen that.
And there were
signed a name in the Geneva Convention. And I've seen his trial also.
So, one at a time.
So let me just land, okay? I understand that I spoke too much. I will let them guys speak. So yes, I didn't notice that you came. I thought I was talking only to Baraka. So morality has a lot to do with it, and then there's law. Like the army has a legal system, and also the country has a legal system, and then there's also the government. It's not just like one player. Now, Shala.
Good check, suck my dick. Daniel.
Mr. Mayfield.
Okay, let's keep it civil. So I want to point to the chat where I posted a link.
They're just getting acquainted.
I posted a link for, Danny, you were talking about morality. I want to talk to the council for the IDF. The goal is to keep their own soldiers out of prison and out of the international courts for doing war crimes, right? And so the council says this status of the operation is not feasible, and there's serious questions of humanitarian. And this is like the first time, perhaps ever, that the army has gone against the advice of their own council, which is designed to protect them from war crime charges, right? So we're talking about the most moral in the world. How does that get? Where does that get you? Okay, you don't even follow the advice for what's ethical and moral of your own. The IDF doesn't follow the advice of its own council, ethical council, and legal council. Anyway, Wednesday, did you want to say something about the Geneva Convention?
Falling stock price.
There's a helicopter going by.
Is that what it is?
Okay.
We've also lost approximately.
Daniel, do you have thoughts on the fact that Israel is defying the advice of its own legal counsel?
Let's just calm down.
I say start with the word revoke claims. So I tell you how I think in general, okay? I say revoke claims. So we're talking about, journalism. Can you tell me who signs this? Because in the end, the army rejects baseless revoke. So let's present it like this. And I don't know this case. Let's investigate together. There's one that says revoke claims, and the other said the army rejects. Basically, the IDF says it's a baseless report, says it has according to the law. Your price is what the IDF says.
Let me tell you the original report. It was Haaretz did an expose where she, the council, spoke directly to them, and other people confirmed the meeting and the discussions, and so she was excluded from the final decision making, which never happened before. And let me post the Haaretz article, even though you think that they have a bias, because that's the report that's cited in there. Okay. Citing the expose. It was like an exclusive that included quotes from this woman who is the official counsel for the IDF, that they decided to go ignore her, exclude her from the meeting. She confirms it. She's expressed her opinion multiple times, and the IDF, excluded her from the final decision-making meeting, which is unprecedented, and decided to go ahead with this operation that she said is not possible because there's no hospital beds left in where they're being transferred to, and it's going to create a new humanitarian catastrophe, and she can't shield soldiers from charges of war crimes. And so she gave them advice, and they went ahead and excluded her from it, and she, even after they did that, she wrote them another letter saying, this is my professional opinion, and it's not changed. And they did it anyway. And so now they're pretty much intentionally defining their own legal counsel, which is designed to protect them and your nephews that are in the army right now. Not to get personal.
Personal.
You alright?
Those women do kind of nasty things in the world.
Before I leave,
What?
opened you a bit.
I know, it's hard. You don't believe
No, I
it.
didn't say what you said.
But you
I
were
said,
taking.
don't get personal. You call people nasty things. Women
So
especially.
you made a good deal.
So I just want to say, so at the end, I'm gonna. Oh wait, where did you go?
Actually, I lied. I'm gonna take him forward.
Where did you go?
A palace cat. Solitary and secretive, but he's actually one of the world's smallest wild cats and a formidable hunter. He's got the longest and densest fur of any cat on Earth. It insulates him against the freezing temperatures and makes him look bigger than he is.
She alerted
For now,
that it would
keeping
not
warm
be able
is
to
not his priority.
the legality of the move
He's on the hunt.
unless the army would preserve analysis of the military
The targets are these guys, hikers.
house and millions of people in the south of the Gulf. But he ignored the position and gave the order. And the army
His
said this is a very
Is the stock.
what they call it, limited representation of the, I don't know, so in the army they presented a partial description of the military situation.
Twitching with excitement. He inches closer.
There was a girl.
The palace cat is right on top of his prey.
Her parents asked her to go to Israel. She
The
was.
timing of the pounce is all that now separates him from the next meal.
She told the Israeli Secretary of State. There's all the times
At last,
things like that.
a palace cat, solitary and secretive, but he's actually one of
A Jew from India. She was a lady from India. It was about 15 to 20 years ago. So she was asked by her parents to go to Israel. She said, no. Israel is doing bad things and things like that. So she wanted to get into one of the premier institution in India.
but he's actually
So the condition was if she couldn't get into that premier institution, she will
This
go
is
to
the cheapest
Israel.
gold in the world. This is how they make Chinese
She didn't get to
gold.
that,
Workers take
institution.
stainless steel and shape it
Then
into
she said,
bracelets and
reluctantly
earrings,
said, okay,
then
I'll go
coat it
to
with this thick
Israel.
yellow stuff that looks just like real gold
Well, she
and
went
acts
to
the same
Israel.
way. They pile it on
So,
so heavy that it
with
covers the
her
whole
whole
thing,
life,
making sure it won't
what
stick
is
to a
happening
magnet.
there?
After that, they buff it down till it's smooth and give it a good wash with soap and water.
As we
Boom, ready to sell and wear. If someone wants to cash in, they just melt it down, dunk it in water, and it hardens into one solid chunk, ready to be reworked. It's seriously cheap, but looks just like the real deal.
Universities, Palestinians can work there. She saw things with her own eyes. Then her perspective changed. Then she performed Alia. She went back to Israel and I think she's staying there right now. So though these people who are, living in different countries have got a different perspective. It is shaped by their societies. Like Buttercup here thinks that, I think she's from America. She thinks in an American way, freedom and all things. But she doesn't apply that to the other side. I have not seen a, Muslim room that condemns Hamas or like they do Israel,
There's no narration.
or whether they condemn Qatar or like other Middle Eastern countries where they repress people or the freedoms are restricted or they support terrorists. No condemnation at all. Despite Qatar hosting so much of terrorist organizations, including the Hamas and this, what do you call it? The Taliban. Did anyone condemn Qatar? No, nobody's condemning. So this is a double standard.
No, they're playing, and also Israel played like Qatar is like a legitimate country, and Qatar also wants to be seen as like a legitimate country. They try to, which is a bit weird. On the one hand, they try to distance themselves from all the terrorists.
They want to be puppet masters.
But they are funding terrorists. They are like doing Qatar, Al Jazeera, I'm sorry. And they are hosting Hamas leaders on their soil. And they kind of, I guess the money talks, you know?
Exactly.
I don't get, by the way, this plane thing. Like,
they are a small country. They have got enough resources. They have got enough money. They are trying to play both sides. Actually, they are trying to export the Wahhabism which Saudi Arabia exported. They want to either do.
Yeah, but giving the plane is not like just a gift between, like, I don't know, friends or even countries. It's something very public, very visible. You know, everybody seeing that Qatar is gifting to the United States. I'm trying to kind of make sense of it. What is the message?
Message is, even if they do small things, which is insignificant for us, like what we do in private or what we don't or do very discreetly, they are trying to show that they have done something so that the world will take notice. Oh, Qatar is so kind.